Jen here with a layout for the Stretch the Sketch series. I'm super excited to be joining this wonderful group of ladies again. This is a series where every month we take a sketch. Usually it is a 12 by 12 sketch. I think we've used a different size a couple of times, but this month it is a 12 by 12 sketch, and we take that sketch and stretch it. So stretch it into a 2-page layout, or in this case I am kind of shrinking it into a traveler's notebook size layout, but basically we're just going to use that sketch to create a layout that is anything but the size the sketch actually is designed for. So you can see here I'm going through a whole bunch of 6x6 papers. As soon as I saw this sketch, I really thought that this would be a good way to do a layout in a traveler's notebook, because I'm using my Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler packs for the month of January. It's part of my Kill a Kit with Style kit to just get all my sampler packs used up, and I've challenged myself to use them in my traveler's notebooks to get my year finished. So I used traveler's notebook inserts this past year instead of Project Life, and I'm behind. I mean, I'm always behind. What's new with me, right? I have no problem working kind of behind when it comes to Project Life, because I usually print my pictures in batches anyways, so I have to wait for my month to be over before I print them all out. So normally I'm used to that, but I'm still working. Well, today I finished February for good. Every single page in February is done. January was already done. This finishes up March for me, so now March is done, and I'm probably 3/4 of the way through April. So I do still have a lot to do. I'm much further behind than I ever have been. So anyways, my month of January has been a big challenge for me to just get as much done as possible, and these sampler packs are perfect. They come with tons of the 6x6 pages. Some of them are 6x6, like directly out of a 6x6 paper pad, but a lot of them are just pieces of a 12 by 12 paper that have been cut, so everyone just gets a sample of some of the patterns. And as you can see from where I cut my triangle, a 6x6 piece of paper works perfectly for this design. So yeah, I just love how this turned out. I cut my triangle, or I basically cut my paper in half, and then because in the sketch you saw that it actually calls for a little space in between the two triangles, I cut mine off the edge because I didn't want to lose the tip of my paper. So you saw there, a 6x6 will fit perfectly on this traveler's notebook with no gap in between. So I just had to cut my own little gap. I think I cut about 1 centimeter off of each triangle. And then I also cut each triangle in half so that it could span the full length of the notebook and still have the notebook be able to close. So now, instead of the little banners that you see at the bottom of the layout, or the bottom of the sketch, I have these chipboard pieces, and I thought that they have arrow tips to them, so that kind of reminded me of a banner, so I thought that they might be fun to use. I kind of screwed up that other one because I didn't know where to cut it, and so I thought maybe I could kind of cut it and then layer it together or something, but that just didn't work, so I'm leaving it off. And I'm just going to use 2 of them. This also came in the sampler pack, so they were just nice and easy, and they work really well. They're a little bit thinner than some chipboard that you get, so they aren't adding too much bulk to my notebook at all. And then I'm just going through some stickers, so I just wanted to add, there are hearts in the sketch, and so I was looking for some hearts, and I'm just kind of going through some of the stuff that I've gotten in these sampler packs and little bits and pieces of things that I have on my desk, just trying to use up all of that stuff. That's exactly what I love about these Traveler's Notebook inserts. I feel like they're the perfect place for using up sticker packs, using up, little bits and pieces that you might have cut off of papers, or things that you've fussy cut and you don't use all of it, and you kind of stick them off to the side of your desk and they start to accumulate. And this is the perfect place to get those used up. So I'm making my title here that says A Little Campus Fun. My pictures are of me and the kids after my daughter's dance competition at University of Calgary. We just walked around campus for a little bit. They have some fun little statues and things going on, and so the kids kind of think it's cool to walk around university campus. And we just had a little bit of fun. So I'm just doing some extra embellishments. This is where I tend to kind of venture away from the sketches. A lot of times I'll kind of stick to the bones of the sketch, so the general design of it, and then the embellishments is where I kind of take off. So the sketch does have some stitching through the center of the title, and obviously because I put my layout directly onto the pages of my notebook insert instead of creating separate pages, I couldn't do that. So I just used my pen and made some stitch lines through the title, and then to kind of balance it all out, because there's lots of black there, I put a border around it, just a fun sketchy little border. And now I'm just going to glue everything down so it sticks in there really nicely. And I'm going to come to you live in a second and just explain a few things. So I will leave you here. If you have any questions about anything I've used, please leave them for me in the comments below. And now here I am live. So I just wanted to pop on here live at the end of the video to show you two other layouts that I did using this same sketch. So I just really liked how this one turned out, how simple it was to pull together. You could make it more elaborate like I did by adding extra things, or you could go really simple with it. So I thought I would give it a try a couple more times. So I did this one. You can see here are my two triangles. There's a space in between them where I just did a little bit of journaling, so kind of like in the sketch. And then instead of putting my banners or whatever here, I had these three little circles that match this collection. So I just put them down below and kind of took that idea of the three, dropped it down a little bit, put a couple of banners here and a little word yum, and that is it. This one was super, super simple and quick. And then in the exact same notebook, because they look totally different anyways, I also did this layout. Let me just zoom out just a little bit. Oops, that's in. Zoom out. There we go. So this one, you can see I took those triangles and I twisted them. So now I have the triangle here and the triangle here. I still kept the banners the same. I put little hearts here, which is exactly like in the sketch. I had this rubber envelope that I've had for a really long time that I knew I was going to use with this particular picture. So I just added it here, and there's my navy blue, and then you can see I brought the navy blue over here, and I also brought it up to this top corner, and I kept this side kind of more just embellished, and then this side I added the stripe here because I wanted to definitely have that feeling that these are two separate triangles, just like in the sketch. And then I just have my picture and my title. So again, really easy. I don't know, I loved how simple this sketch was, and it works really well in my Traveler's Notebook. So I just wanted to let you see how I took it and adjusted it to do a couple of more layouts. And that's it for me. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.